Wilder confirms another rematch. We got the details next. Please like and subscribe, share on every form of social media. Help us hit 10,000 subscribers. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Friday Checked Hook. WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder announced he will be facing Tyson Fury in a very highly anticipated rematch. The fight is expected to take place in Q1 of 2020. Per Michael Coppinger, multiple sources have confirmed that, including the Daily Star's Chris McKenna, among others. Everyone is thinking the fight will happen in January of 2020, which is good news. Still a ways out. On the heels of Wilder blowing out and overmatched Dominic Brazil earlier this month, people wanted to see, and that was on regular Showtime. People wanted to see him in a rematch, in a big fight, in a mega fight. He announced the rematch with Luis Ortiz, which will take place in September, which was a move in the right direction for sure, but it's not what everyone wanted. It's a fine fight. Like I said, I'll never complain about two guys in the same weight class, in the top five of that weight class fighting each other. There's nothing wrong with the fight. It just doesn't ramp up a bunch of excitement. Fury is scheduled to face a dude named Tom Schwartz in a couple of weeks, which is obviously a ridiculous one-sided affair that piques nobody's interest. But this makes sense. Wilder needs that name. His ratings, and again, his ratings on Showtime were okay. I mean, they were good. They were 700,000, but it's not what you expected. You were getting 1 million plus from Wilder. So this will do that. This will draw a big pay-per-view number, and we'll get into that. But this fight is said to be official, assuming that Fury defeats Schwartz to make it to that date, which I think is a fair assumption. And likewise, Wilder would have to defeat Ortiz to still have the WBC belt, which he should do, but that's a little more complicated than beating Tom Schwartz, to say the least. I don't want to crap all over Tom Schwartz. We've never seen him. We don't know. We don't hear great things. But let's see him in the ring. Let's see what he looks like. Let's get into the fight. First off, I love it. It's two of the top three heavyweights fighting each other in their prime. It's a great fight. Y'all know how I feel about the first decision. Totally bogus. I thought Fury won wide. I had it 115-111. That's 9 rounds to 3, and then 2 10-8 rounds. I can't even find the rounds to score for Wilder. The judge that had it in favor of Wilder is truly an astoundingly bad judge. We've been over that. So, look, the truth of the first Fury-Wilder fight is Wilder lost. And he lost badly, but he battled hard and nearly got the stoppage in the final round. So hats off to Deontay Wilder. Look, I think we'll get into that. This should be a good fight. And Fury should dominate the fight. But can he avoid the right hand of Wilder for 12 rounds? We will see. He can badly outbox him, but will he go for the knockout, try to take it out of the judge's hands? That's what Freddie Roach was telling him in the first fight. Freddie Roach was in Ben Davison's ear and Tyson Fury's ear saying, let's go for the knockout. He's got the power to do it. Will Fury want to do that? Having been screwed on the cards in the first fight, will Fury say, the heck with this, like Marquez did against Pacquiao, and go for the knockout? Now, Marquez got the knockout, but he almost got knocked out himself in the interim in the round before. So it's a little riskier. Marquez thought that he didn't matter what he did, he wasn't going to get a decision on Pacquiao. So he had to knock him out. Is that where Fury is right now? Does Fury think that he has to knock Wilder out? Look, Fury knocked out Derek Chisora. So, he's got power. That's a top-notch, big heavyweight that he stopped, made him quit. So we can't say that he has no power. That's not fair. He's got some power. And Freddie Roach thinks he has excellent power. So, maybe he can get the stoppage. But will he push for the knockout? And if he pushes for the knockout, does that play into Wilder's hands? Because Fury's got to fight a perfect fight. I mean, Wilder's power is crazy. It's wild. Wilder says he's got to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds, meaning he only needs to land one. there's an element of truth that he did land that shot in the first fight, and it didn't keep him down for a 10 count, which was surprising. We all thought Fury was dead, and he somehow rose from the dead. But it's interesting, it's the boxer versus the puncher. Look, Fury should be able to box his ears off, should be able to outbox him. But we don't know. Can he avoid Wilder's power for 12 rounds? That's a good question. But both guys have a fight before this. Why not focus on winning the fight ahead of you, right? Like, I hate when people look ahead. If you look at Floyd Mayweather, Floyd never talked about a Pacquiao fight when he had another fight in front of him, right? He said, I got Shane Mosley, I got Miguel Cotto. I'm going to take care of this fight, we're going to take care of this fight, and then I'll talk about other fights. But right now we're focused on this one. There's a trend. We saw it with Hurd. Hurd was talking about fighting other fights. Let's look at the fight ahead of you. Wilder is stepping into a ring with a guy that nearly stopped him a year ago. And it could be the biggest test of Deontay Wilder's career. Like in all seriousness, a less experienced, less lenient ref may have stopped that fight. The first Ortiz-Wilder fight in the 7th round when Wilder was in a world of trouble. For real, there are many less experienced refs who may have stopped that. Now, the ref made the right decision in not stopping it. But it was close. It was a judgment call at that point. Another ref could have stopped it. And that's the guy that nearly stopped him that Wilder's now overlooking. It's a bad look. It's not a great idea. It's not great. He can beat you. Ortiz can beat you. He nearly did it. You focus in on the fight you have, which might be the toughest fight of your career. So let's focus on that one if you're Deontay Wilder. Look, and I pick Wilder to win. I do. I think Wilder to win by knockout, mid-rounds, late rounds, something like that. But look, let's be real. Ortiz has the ability to beat him. Okay? He could outbox Wilder. He outboxed Wilder all day. He has the power to hurt him. We saw that in the first fight when he nearly stopped him. If there's a couple seconds left in that round, Ortiz may stop him. That's the amount of trouble Wilder was in. So he's got the power to do it, and he's the more skilled fighter. So why is Wilder, who I picked, by the way, overlooking him? This is not a fight to overlook. I don't think ultimately Ortiz gets on the inside. I don't think he's able to change anything from the first fight. I think he ultimately gets knocked out. But there's a path to victory for Ortiz if he fights the perfect fight. If he outboxes him for 12 rounds, if he avoids the right hand, if he hurts him, if he follows, he can win. There are things he can do, but he has to fight the perfect fight. And I just don't think he does. Right? I think at a certain point he fades and Wilder clips him and wins the fight. Right? Like, there's no path for Schwartz to beat Fury. There's no way that's going to happen. There's a way Ortiz could beat Wilder. Right? He's a better boxer and he has the power to hurt him. He has the power to stop him. So let's not act like Ortiz can't win. Ortiz can win. Now, I'm not picking it to happen, but he could do it. Schwartz can't beat Fury. But one thing. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. Risking that O. Not afraid to let that O go. Taking a rematch with a guy that nearly stopped him. And then another rematch with a guy that badly outboxed him over 12 rounds. Shout out to Deontay Wilder for that. That's manning up, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that as a fan. So big ups to Wilder on that. And then Tyson Fury. The enigma that is Tyson Fury. He said he didn't care about the money. He was rich already. He had enough money for him and his family. He had more money than he could spend. He didn't care about the money. He wanted to beat Deontay Wilder. He wanted to be the heavyweight champion of the world. He wanted to be the best guy. He wanted to be the best. Okay, fine. Great. You're rich already. Now go be the best, right? He gave millions of dollars, allegedly, to homeless people. Good stuff. Fury then had a rematch. A 50-50 split in hand to get another shot at the guy who you rightfully beat and they took it away from you. You had the 50-50 split in your hand. So you're playing your money. But you didn't care about it in the first place. But then you turned that fight down, the fight that you wanted, to sign a massive contract with ESPN to fight Tom Schwartz. Like, if it was about fighting the best, you would have fought Deontay Wilder. You wouldn't be fighting Tom Schwartz. So it's not about fighting the best. It's not about being the best. Come on now. Really. Really, come on now. Look, I don't blame Fury at all for taking the money. But let's be 100. You care about the money. Don't say that nonsense, I'm rich already, I don't care about the money, I got money that I can't spend. You took the money. For the same reason that 99.999% of people go to work. For the money. And that's what you did. And that's fine. But just say that. Don't say this ridiculous stuff like you care about more about being the best. That's nuts and ridiculous. You care about the money. And that's fine. I don't know if you can confirm a fight with Tyson Fury. Think about this, right? Like, they're already confirming this fight. Is that a reasonable thing to do? Tyson Fury has pulled out a rematch with Vlad. He just pulled out of a fight with Dillian White. And he pulled out of a fight with you, Deontay Wilder. You had the WBC extend negotiations multiple times. Don't assume that this fight's going to happen. Don't assume anything Tyson Fury says is reality. Don't think anything that Tyson Fury says is going to happen. Right? We know the guy has mental issues and skeletons and stuff. Don't assume anything he says is worth, is worth the paper it's written on. Because he's had a history of this. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying it's not reasonable to expect Tyson Fury to live up to his word. Right? We've seen it too many times before. Don't expect any, I think Tyson Fury is a heck of a fighter, but don't be surprised if this fight doesn't happen. Tyson Fury's track record is not great. As for the fight, if it does happen, I think Fury wins. I think he outboxes him. I think he boxes even sharper than the first time. He's coming off a long layoff, he's batting a little that. He's just going to get sharper and sharper. And the last time I thought he won 10 rounds. I think he wins 10 rounds again. I think he may get hurt at a point, but wins a lopsided decision. I think he outboxes him and stays off the canvas. I think he wins 118, 110, 117, 111 in that realm. One-sided, but a one-sided fight that keeps you on your edge, keeps you on the edge of your toes the whole fight, keeps you, with Wilder's power, you're always going to get that. So it's an entertaining one-sided fight. We'll say that, where Wilder wins 9, 10 rounds. Where Fury wins 9 or 10 rounds. I think you have a 9-3, 10-2 kind of unanimous decision for Fury. For another episode of Friday Check Hook, from Texas to the world, this is 3D Boxing saying thank you and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.